Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you game 1 in a series between Hawk versus Worker. Hawk spawning as the red human, meanwhile Worker spawning as the yellow orc here on Secret Valley. Worker spawning on the bottom left hand side, meanwhile we see Hawk has spawned, obviously at the top right hand side of the map as things get underway. Now this is Secret Valley, so this map is rather favorable favorable for the orc side just because of these fountains of health here and here. The fountains of health, as I've said before, do have percentage regeneration. All of that is extremely important as we go ahead and take a look around. I have sped things up just a little bit here as we are now looking at most likely an Archmage versus a Blade Master. Blade Master down over here, Archmage is up on top as we are looking at a barracks. And these are the opening sequences here. What you're really going to look for from Worker is whether or not he builds a Voodoo Lounge, or rather when he's going to be building that Voodoo Lounge. That does have a lot to do with how he's going to be playing this game. And if he doesn't build that Voodoo Lounge, I expect him to just run out, sell that Scroll of Town Portal, pick up a Circlet of Nobility, and then and also trying to tech to tier 2 to get to Raiders and Spirit Walkers faster. Meanwhile, Archmage doing the customary Water Elemental creeping of this 5-3-3 creep camp. That creep camp will get taken down pretty quickly. You see 48 experience given there. I'm actually going to try and keep track of that. 48 experience when he's at level 1. Someone told me that I was informing them correctly that you don't get nearly as much experience after you level up. I thought you actually gained less and less experience as you leveled up. I know it also takes more experience to level, but just gonna go ahead and take a look at that. So let's take a look. That is a level 1 null. That null will get taken down. That should give level 2 the Archmage, and then 48 more would be at 53. So that should be 253 experience if I am wrong. Any less than I am right. And it is 249. So for those of you guys who are saying Crota is wrong, no, you do actually gain a little bit less experience later on there. All right, 249 experience as we're taking a look at the Nightcrawlers getting taken down once more. You're going to take a look at this Archmage. He's going to set 249, take down another one there, getting up to, what, 333 now. That is still less than before, and that's just true for creeps. It is not true for actual other units. Oh, a beautiful play by Worker to make sure to steal that little bit of extra experience as the Blade Master now gets to level 2. All right, Footman still wandering around. We may see a militia call to head back down here. That is, let's see, 6, 7, 8. That could be enough militia if he wants to bring down 5. Meanwhile, the Archmage is taking a little bit of damage, doesn't have boots of speed. The Blade Master actually has boots of speed, so the Blade Master should be able to get in even more hits. This is going to be very, very scary as the Archmage is going to be running himself into a little bit of a corner there before having to back off. Meanwhile, you can take a look down over here. The Footmen have cleared out this creep camp, all save for that one red dragon in the air. And the Archmage now needs to be extremely careful. If he actually gets too many hits from that Blade Master, he's going to find himself a little bit worse for wear. And Hawk does not want to add extra damage onto this Archmage if possible. All right, you can take a look at those grunts. The grunts getting in front of that unit. We are off to the races. And I'm sorry, Archmage, you need to find a better horse if a man can keep up with you, even if it's an orc, simply on foot. Coming back over here, you can take a look. Oh, there goes one unit there. Perhaps a little bit of loss of concentration since he is all around the map trying to get away there. You can see that the Archmage does have that +2 armor, which will help out. Oh, there's that low hit point Footman, and the Blade Master doesn't switch targets. So the Archmage kind of saving that Blade Master there. You can see that that Footman is backing off here as we're now going to go ahead and focus on another Troll Trapper. Archmage at level 3 does have Dust of Appearance, has level 1 Brilliant Aura, now dropping a Water Elemental. The Water Elemental is going to make its way to the Orc base and then perhaps try and pick off this Spirit Lodge as we are getting and setting up a Shadow Hunter. All right, Footman, now at the Fountain of Health, you can see a fair number of grunts here. They're going to start putting pressure on the base as there are no guard towers or arcane towers yes, the farm can absorb a bit of damage, but this is all double backed up, so you really don't want to be in that position, as it's not very, well, it's not very fruitful, so to speak. Meanwhile, we are going to be taking a look at the Shadow Hunter popping back out of there. Hex most likely going to be that first ability. Archmage is pretty good on hit points now. Also has Claws of Attack plus... Is that plus 9 now? Wow, plus 9 on that Archmage with no intelligence items. So the Archmage now getting stronger and stronger, even with auto attacks and a level 2 water elementals. So far, the Blade Master going to go ahead and finish off this Ogre Magi creep camp. This is a 5-3-3 creep camp here. Let's take a look at this one. Shadow Hunter. Oh, no, now heading back home as the Footman now going straight after the Orc Burrows. Orc Burrow is going to be taking a fair bit of damage. One Orc Burrow already gone, as the Water Elementals can easily finish off this Orc Burrow here. So another Orc Burrow getting taken out while it was being constructed. Supply 40 over 30. You are not going to be very, very strong if you cannot replenish your lost units at all. And that is going to be the problem if Worker cannot finish off enough of these Water Elementals. One Water Elemental still up and running. Archmage, that plus Claws of Attack plus 9 might have been the difference here, as you can see that the Water Elemental is going to get into its position there and, oh, potentially take it out. It's so incredibly close. No, not going to take it out. Wow, Worker dodging a bit of a bullet, as we now see a Storm Bolt go down onto the Shadow Hunter. All right, a lot of damage absorbed, a lot of gold lost, but still... Worker is in an okay position, as he should be rebuilding. No, hasn't rebuilt an Orc Burrow yet, so needs to build 2 Orc Burrows before he can actually train up any more units. That is going to be a little bit painful, as Hawk now running all the way back home. He does have dual Arcane Sanctums. Sorceress and Priest will be ready to go. And the Archmage sitting at level 3, going to go ahead and finish off this unit here. All right, so was it 48? So that was 20. That was 24, right? I think that was 24 experience. So you can take a look, keep track of the experience given, but I am fairly certain that as you get higher up in level, the creeps give you less and less experience as well, in addition to it also costing more experience to try and level up. So that does make it important on how you pick up your tomes of experience later on. You always want to pick it up after you level to level 2 if you have that option at that creep camp. Anyways, coming back around, you can see Militia making their way. They are now ready to go. Blade Master has been spotted and now trying to keep track of things. You can see that the Mountain King is still right there, and with 2 potions of invulnerability, not very concerned about being in those front lines. Militia now running all the way back here. You can take a look. Also, Shadow Hunter at level 2. Was it 48 experience? So that would be, what? Yeah. Was it 48? Was that... well, someone can double check me on my math, but I'm pretty sure that did not seem like 48 experience. Anyways, let's go ahead and Null Overseer going to get taken down here. Meanwhile, back off to the north, we are still looking around. Mountain King going to pick up Slippers of Agility, a nice free item for him. That was a little bit of a surprise, as we are now pulling back at the top left. Now, Hawk is looking to just stretch his experience advantage. A little bit of a purge action onto the earlier Water Elemental, so not going to be able to tank as much damage. But with Hawk not in danger of getting creepjacked, he's actually in a fairly good spot. Archmage is going to get to level 4 most likely here. Yeah, not going to get to level 4. Would have gotten to level 4 if it wasn't for the Mountain King or that EXP, less EXP per level that you are higher up. All right, Ogre Magi now coming down. Mountain King is going to be in a good spot here, as we are looking at the bottom right now. And Worker, even though he does have a level 3 Shadow Hunter, I think his Blade Master is also just level 3 as well. So it's going to be a level 4 and a level 3 against a level 3. Level 3, perhaps the Mountain King should be level 3 now, or should be extremely close to level 3 after taking down these Troll Berserkers. Archmage may consider just backing off here. We do have also Immolation Aura on this Cloak of Fames on that Mountain King. Mountain King gonna go ahead and finish this off here in just a second. Spellbreakers, Forest Troll High Priest trying to make its way back out. Not gonna happen, as the Mountain King gets to level 2 and the more important, or level 3 and the more important level 2 Stormbolt. All right, some difficult creep camps finally being taken down by Worker. Is it going to matter? Is the Blade Master going to get to level 4, and is he going to get the necessary items? Unholy Aura does make him slightly faster and give him a little bit more regeneration, so that may make or turn things around. Meanwhile, the Mountain King is right there, and we may come in with the Stormbolt here. Oh, no dust of... Oh, there's the dust of appearance. Blade Master quickly in trouble, losing a little bit of damage, or taking a lot of damage, and now being forced to back off. Slow speed scroll all being used as the Ogre, Magi, and the remaining units are now all coming together. All right, Raider, most likely gonna get Healing Wave. No Healing Wave. A beautiful Thunderclap right there. Healing Wave, keeping up that Blade Master still. As another Stormbolt go down. All right, Mountain King very low on mana. Cannot get another Stormbolt off, so that's the only thing that's really saving that Blade Master right now, the lack of mana on that Mountain King. But the Archmage, his presence doing more than enough here, as the Mountain King should be able to get off a Stormbolt here if he wanted to. He does have enough mana for it. He just doesn't want to focus on the Blade Master as of yet, as another Spirit Walker gets taken down. So the Mountain King switching targets from the primary, the heroes to the units, and doing it at just the right time, as Water Elementals are now focusing down Kodo Beast. Blade Master trying to finish off the Priest. There's too many high priority targets to go after now, and I think Hawk is going to be able to take this. Blade Master clearing out another peasant here. It looks like the Kodo Beast is going to get taken down. There it goes. Spellbreaker stealing a bit of magic as the Mountain King gets another Stormbolt off, and the Mountain King, now low on mana, really needs to stand next to that Archmage and hope to just get more and more mana. So far, Shadow Hunter sitting at level 3, getting very close to level 4. Blade Master sitting at level 4, wanting to finish off everything else. We didn't see as much harassment as I would normally like to have seen, as the Mountain King gets off the Stormbolt, gets the kill, gets to level 4, and is now most likely going to walk into Green Boys or Workers space and finish things up. Blade Master going after the units, but quickly gives the GG as Hawk takes Game 1 in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 1. Please stay tuned for Game 2.